Where does God dwell? In search of God. In this vast world, searching for a tiny object can be relatively easy. But finding the invisible God is not so simple. According to a Tamil saying, God is present in everything, whether in a pillar or even in a speck. Thunilim irupar, turumbilum irupar, indicating his omnipresence. The Bible also emphasizes that God is present everywhere. In Psalm 139, 7 to 10, David reflects on God's omnipresence. However, the Bible describes God's dwelling in three different ways: in heaven, in the world, and in the hearts of believers. In the Old Testament, God's dwelling place was the tabernacle, a temporary structure. Later, the temple built by King Solomon in 960 BC replaced it. However, this temple was destroyed by the Babylonian army in 587 BC. A second temple was rebuilt by Ezra and Zerubbabel in 516 BC and later renovated by King Herod. Yet, after Christ's ministry, the Romans destroyed it in 70 AD. Jesus often chose the Mount of Olives to pray because it is located east of the temple, offering the best view of it. Jesus likely wanted to keep the temple in his sights while he prayed. While these physical structures were considered the dwelling places of God, the Bible teaches that God has a specific eternal dwelling place, heaven. In King Solomon's prayer, he says, "May you yourself listen from the heavens, your established place of dwelling." 1 Kings 8:43. Jesus Christ also taught his disciples to pray, addressing God as our Father in the heavens. Matthew 6:9. After his resurrection, Christ entered into heaven itself, now to appear before the person of God. Hebrews 9:24. While God dwelled with the Israelites in the tabernacle and temple, he did not dwell within them personally until after Christ resurrected to heaven. At that point, the physical dwelling place of God became the body of believers. Jesus promised to send the Holy Spirit in his absence, as stated in John 14:16 to 17. "And I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to help you and be with you forever, the Spirit of truth. The world cannot accept him, because it neither sees him nor knows him. But you know him, for he lives with you and will be in you." John 1:14 reveals that the Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us, suggesting that Jesus dwells with us. Moreover, 1 Corinthians 6:19 reminds believers that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, highlighting that Holy Spirit dwells within us, making our body the dwelling place of God. In Hinduism, the divine within the soul is referred to as the Atman, the eternal self. The Vedic rishis taught God is the life of our life, suggesting that God's dwelling place is within our body and mind. From these various religious teachings, we see that God is not confined to a particular physical space but dwells in the heavens, in the world, and most intimately within us. In our search for God, we don't need to go anywhere to find Him. He is within us as His dwelling place. We should keep our hearts and lives clean, honoring the presence of God within us. Thanks for watching.